Working with Miss Billie on her board and train, and here she is holding climb while people are picking up their dogs from boarding. Yes. In a moment, you're going to see that Billie breaks her down. While some people don't mind if the dog gets up while on their climb, I wanted her to remain down. So when she stood, I told her no, and then re-commanded the down. Here we are just working on basic DMT, distraction mark treat. The lobby was very loud, very busy, and I just want to be able to reward her for remaining calm and composed while she sees stuff going on. In this lull right here, there wasn't too much happening, but I want her to be primed that distractions equal look at me for food. That way when a real distraction comes in, she's ready for it. This could look like a duration behavior with her sit, which is not totally untrue. She's being rewarded for remaining in her sit with distractions present. So it's not just rewarding sit, but also because there are distractions present. We have returned to some flirt pole training. The flirt pole is great for gameplay, just playing with your dog, bonding with your dog. I am going to use this toy for teaching the out command, which means get it out of your mouth or let go of the item. Some people would call that drop. I'm going to be using the flirt pole for control. I want to be able to build a wait command even while she's in a chase behavior. I want to be able to then ask her, once you have waited, can you hear me when I give you a known command? That known command is going to be sit in a moment. In addition, the relationship that is built with just general play with our dogs is very important. So we never want to underestimate the power of just general play and loving our dogs. Billie gets to parade around with her toy for a little bit. I am using the flirt pole as reinforcement again because there are distractions in the lobby. So I want her to remain engaged with me even though there are distractions in the lobby. And toys are usually better for that type of work than food is, unless you had a dog who hated toys but loved food. But Billie is a little bit more toy motivated than food motivated, so it does keep her attention a little bit longer. There, when I got her to out the toy, asked her to out the toy, worked my out protocol, as soon as the toy was gone, she went into distractions. So notice when I put the toy back out, she can ignore the distractions and engage with me. Really hard. Not only is the toy available for her, so is all the distractions in the lobby, but she was able to hear me, follow through with that sit, earn that toy again. Here, Billie wasn't in a command. She chose to go to that bed on her own. However, she just made a not so great choice, right? She rushed for the distractions. So it's just good information. We move back into some toy play. I re-engage her a little more powerfully than just having her lay there on her bed. Here, I don't really want her to go back to her climb. I do want her to stay engaged with me. I also want to really pinpoint the out. While I do ask for out on occasion during our other play session, I really want her to focus on outing the toy rather than the flip and wait that we did earlier. Once I tell Billie out and she doesn't, I tell her no and I take her by her collar. This prevents her from self-reinforcing by tugging without outing the toy. As soon as she releases the toy, she's allowed to have it again. That is the reinforcement that Billie wants. I really, generally speaking, don't agree with trading a toy for food. I want them to get the toy again. Again, a very loud lobby, very distracting environment that we're working in. All of this is helping her understand that engaging with me is the right answer. Now we're going to lower arousal by moving into holding sit and recalling past distractions. That distraction is going to be food. Food is generally more lower arousal. Dogs can make easier, better choices, or they can make better choices easier if we're using food versus toys. However, that should not dissuade us from using toys. We want to add that complexity eventually. But here I just want her to rehearse holding her sit when a distraction goes out and recalling past that distraction. In this case, I'm going to have her, of course, hold her sit while that distraction goes out and recall away from it. Jumping can be a product of frustration. She is frustrated with having to hold sit while there's so many distractions. So she offers a more high octane behavior versus the lower, and we just work through it. We just keep working through it until the dog understands that keeping feet down all the time in all contexts is what's leading to the activity continuing or leading to reinforcement.
Jump on me. You gotta jump on me. Billie! Yes. Good girl. You right. You got to jump on me. No, no. That's not for you to touch. Billie. Sit. Good. No. Good. No.
We don't always have to be mad at mistakes. In fact, it's okay that mistakes happen. We just keep pushing through. We just keep working through. We don't have to be angry at the dog. In fact, I get a little bit playful, like, hey girl, I still love you. That wasn't right, but I still think you're great. Let's try that again. And then she's able to be more successful. The jumping can be a product of frustration or a bid for continued connection as I ask her to lower her arousal. And even after all of that love session that happened after a mistake, you can see here that we get a clean repetition. Staying connected and patient with our dogs is very beneficial during the training process.